Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Donkey Punch coming back at you with another episode. Now, I told you in the previous couple of episodes that I was going to start a series on how to 3-star bases. And I'm not sure how many videos is going to end up being because I'm going to try to keep them kind of short and just go over small steps at a time. And in this first video, it's going to be on our friendly wall breakers, or in a lot of cases, not so friendly. So, my plan in this video is to help you to better understand wall breaker AI, why your wall breakers fail, and to help you, better help you be successful with your wall breakers. Because there's so many raids that I see fail simply because wall breakers don't go where you want them to. They don't do what you want them to, and so in order to make sure that you always get in to where you need to be, you need to fully understand wall breaker AI. So that's what we're gonna get into. First thing that you need to see here is that wall breakers have 42 hit points. Um, and as I go over some of these numbers of the defenses, that is very important to recognize. So 42 hit points to take out a wall breaker. So what do we have to worry about when it comes to wall breakers? Pretty much everything. But the things that I see that people fail the most with wall breakers, like they always do a good job of putting down your golems to tank for your for your archer towers or your cannons and everything else, even the wizard towers. But what I see is that they'll send them. There'll be a golem tanking this wizard tower, but then they'll send the wall breaker right at it. Now I had a argument with somebody one day because they told me that the wizard tower only does 40 damage per second and the wall breaker's health is 42. Well, that is true, but the thing is, a wizard tower does not shoot every second. A level 7 wizard tower like I have here does 52 damage per shot. Alright, so it's like, 1.2 seconds or whatever it is. So every shot is 52 damage. And even on a Town Hall 8 leveled, like if you're facing an 8.5, a level 6 wizard tower is going to do 41.6 damage. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that 41.6 damage on a level 5 wall breaker with 42 HP is not going to leave 0.4 health left on that wall breaker. It is going to incinerate that wall breaker. There's going to be nothing left. So you cannot send wall breakers at a wizard tower and expect them to live just period, because they're going to get one-shotted. Alright, the next thing that we're going to see that people forget about is mortars. And it's not that they forget about them, but they assume that the golem is tanking them, which is good, but mortars as well as wizard towers do splash damage. So if you send them next to the mortar that's tanking it, and the key with mortars is to time the shot. Like when you see the mortar hit the ground, that's when you drop your wall breakers, and then they have plenty enough time to run up the wall and break before the next shot comes in. Because even though it shows that a mortar's damage is 11 damage per second, its shot whenever it hits is 55 damage. All right, so of course 55 is more than 42, so it's going to kill your wall breaker. And even once again, if you have a, like on an 8.5 with a level 6 mortar, it's going to be 45 damage per shot. So it's still going to kill your wall breaker. But like I say, you have 5 seconds in between each mortar shot. So if you just wait till the mortar shot hits, drop your wall breakers, you have plenty of time for the wall breakers to run up to the wall, explode, and allow your troops to enter again, or enter safely before the mortar shot hits again. And the last thing that I see people get caught off by is Teslas. Just simply because they don't tank for them, because a lot of times they have a shorter range. If there is a known Tesla behind a wall somewhere, you need to make sure it is tanked. And like I said, when it has a shorter range, I mean, like they'll sit like I have this Tesla up front here. If you set a golem at this wizard tower, that Tesla is not going to pop up yet. But so then you send your so there's a golem at this wizard tower right here, and then you send your wall breakers right here at this very top wall. All right, that Tesla is going to pop up and it is going to destroy your wall breakers. So you have to account for that. Teslas do an immense amount of damage on these level 7 Teslas, doing 87 damage per second, but they only do 52.2 damage per shot. So they fire a little bit more than once a second. In the same way, on a level 6 Tesla, it does 45 damage per shot. Once again, still killing a wall breaker. Alright, so now I'm going to show you a few replays from our last war where we had some wall breaker issues. Alright, first one I'm going to look for here is Adam on number 5. And I should have wrote down the times, but I did not. So, okay, I'm going to tell you right now kind of what happens on this video, just so you have an understanding when it starts to play out. But he's going to try, well, let me bring down my drawing screen app so you can better understand this. He's going to try to wall break right here. But in Wallbreaker AI, a wall breaker will not go to a wall that doesn't have anything inside of it. If this had Teslas in this moat, it would break it open. But as you see in this replay, there is nothing inside that wall, and so his wall breakers, I believe they like redirect over here or something. And the thing is, I'm not going to get into it, but he ends up placing a jump spell there, and he could have just done that for the first place instead of trying to wall break there. But anyway, the point that I want to show you here as I show you the section of this replay is simply that if there is nothing inside that wall, wall breakers will not target it. Alright? So that's the first thing that you need to realize about Wallbreaker AI. Has to be a target inside the wall for them to redirect. We're going to forward by this till we start seeing some wall breakers. There we go. Wall breakers come out. They were targeted to come down here, ran straight over to that wall. Alright, so once again, nothing inside this compartment. Wall breakers will not go there. Alright, so we're going to clear that up, and we're going to go on to our next replay. Next one I want to show you is Andrew on number 9. Right here. Alright, I don't remember what happens here. The queen's up here, so he's probably coming in here from here. Where are the wall breakers coming in at? Oh, he sends in, I don't know what happened here, but he split off his wall breakers. He brought 3 wall breakers when he only needed 2 to break down this wall. Oh, but here's one I want to show you. There is a building here. Or the building's no longer there, but there's still a place for a building. And I believe what happens here is he sits it kind of like right behind it. And then instead of the wall breakers going like straight right here, they don't want to path around that building. And then you also have the problem of wall breakers tend to, like right here, there's an open spot right there in front of that Tesla. They will not target that wall. They are going to target somewhere where there is a building behind it. So the closest building right here is that wizard tower. So they're going to target right there at the wall next to the wizard tower. And then as they come over, as they're targeting the wall next to the wizard tower, right there at the golem, you can see there's a little bit of damage on this wall right here. A little bit of damage right there. So they're going to target. Now, whereas what he should have done is send them on this side where there doesn't have any splash damage. So that's the problem that happens here. And you're going to see that they run over. I think one of them explodes. The wizard tower gets one of them explodes, and then the golem busts through. So he got a little bit lucky there, being able to get through that wall. But, you know, things could have definitely gone a lot worse for him and definitely cost him. But that's a couple things there to pay attention to. Like, same way, if you want to look on this side over here, since there's still buildings there, that little area there, wall breakers will not target that area. So if you have a golem tanking here and a golem tanking here, you want to send them to the side without the wizard tower, because when they come, if you send them to this side, like if you send them down the middle, then they're going to try to turn in, come in front of that wizard tower, and try to target the exact same wall that the golem is. Alright, so that's something that you need to keep in mind. Alright, next wall breaker fail is Soul on 13. Right here. Alright, so let's see what happens here. Okay, this is a case of he dropped him right here behind that elixir storage. Now, once again, there's a couple of things you got to keep in mind. They will not go through a building. Okay, so they are only going to go around. So I think he gets one to path this way. He runs right up there into that mortar shot and gets killed, and he gets two to path around this way, which then they become targeted by these defenses over here. And so what he should have done here is the golem is tanking here, and so he could have simply sent them between here right into that corner wall, and they would have still been out of range of this archer tower, just barely, but they would have been out of range of that archer tower, and that would have got him into that wall safely. So what did we see here? Running around a building. So make sure you never set your wall breakers right behind the building right there. Alright, that's going to get you every time. Alright, the next one is Hose on 9. Alright, I don't remember what happened on this one. So let's see. I think okay, right here, I want you to see something. This was a replay. Or not a replay, but like this is like the second attack or second or third attack on this base. So he knew that Tesla was there, yet you see his wall breakers coming in. He sent them like towards the middle, but of course they passed over a little bit to go to where the nearest building was. They're not going to go to that empty spot. And then he dropped his witches. Now if he'd have simply waited till this little group of Freddies ran up here on the wall, Tesla popped up, started shooting at him, his wall breakers would have been fine. But since there was nothing there to tank for that Tesla, their first target was at his wall breakers, and that's what's gonna stop them from getting through this wall right there. And all he had to do was just wait a few seconds after that, and then let me show you. Let me get out of this. Let me show you. Let me get out of this. 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 Let me get out of this on a base when you're looking at a Tesla's range. Because you saw in that last replay where he was not targeting the golem, but then once he popped up, he started to target the golem. Okay, when we look at this Tesla's range right here, Tesla's range is right here, but it will not pop up until, I think its range is, what does it say here? I'll have to look, I don't remember. 7 tiles. Okay, well, but it's not going to pop up until something gets within 6 tiles radius of it. So you have to figure that out when you're getting your funneling. That's why on that last replay, it popped up when the wall breakers ran up there, but then it didn't start targeting the golems until after it already popped up. Alright, so that's what happened there. Keep those things in mind whenever you're, trying to create your funnel and tank for your wall breakers. Alright, the next one we have is Jag on 17. And this one was a little bit of a kind of a what the fuck moment. So we watch it here. He starts his funnel, but we're not really watching for that right now. This is just for wall breakers. Well, shit, went a little bit too fast there. Let me back out of this. Alright, Jaguar on 17. Starting his funnel. Okay, let's see. Right here, he drops these wall breakers. And they have a direct path to go right here and break that wall. But I think what kind of happens here is and I'm not really sure because I can't tell you. It was, like I say, it was kind of a WTF moment. But these first 2 wall breakers that he's directing to this wall right here, they have a perfectly clear path. There's a building there, everything. They walk around right here and die to splash damage. And that's just what I cannot explain. The only thing I can say that you do to prevent something like that is, you send them in from over here, while the wizard tower is tanking on your golem, because they're not going to go from here all the way over to your golem, but that would have been a safer path. But like I say, I can't explain to you why they went, or why they did not go to that wall, and why they went around. So let me clear up this trash so you can see these wall breakers take off. Right there. He had 3 wall breakers. One of them went to where he wanted, and the other 2, and actually, I didn't even notice that the first time. I don't know if you all caught that or not. But the one that ran right here, he actually, after he got in front of the building, ran in front of the golem, and then the other 2 also ran this way, right where the golem is. And I think one of them ended up popping there, and he's going to get through that wall. The golem's going to beat through the wall. It's not going to take him that long with one of them popping. But, that's going to slow down your raid. Could really hurt you. So, like I say, on this one, it's a little bit, the wall breaker AI acted a little bit funny. But if he'd have came in, from here, they're definitely not going to take that long of a path. They'd have gone right there to the side. That would have been a safer entry point. Alright, the last one that I want to show you is Adam Toll on number 10. So let's see here. Alright, he comes in here bringing the redheads. Where's he starting at? I don't even know where he's starting at. Down here at the bottom. This was an ugly funnel to start off with, but I'm not going to get into funneling until the next video. Alright. here's kind of the same thing once again that I've talked about, but just another example to show you guys. There is nothing within this space right here. Now you can see from where he placed the wall breakers, he obviously probably wanted to go to about right there. Um, Now, what the wall breakers end up doing, they end up coming around here because there was a building right here. Okay, so of course they're not going to path around where that building used to be, and they're not going to go to this open space in the wall. So what they will do is come right down through here where the buildings used to be, and since where the golem is standing is right there at that archer tower building, they're going to run up to right there, and that's where they're going to try to go off. And I don't remember on this one if he gets through there or not. I think he does, but it was just one of those things where you could tell the wall breakers didn't go where he wanted them to. And another example of just weird wall breaker AI that you need to be on the lookout for whenever you're trying to choose a safe place to put down your wall breakers to ensure that you get through that wall. Because if there'd have been a tower, there'd have been wizard tower right there, and those wall breakers would have been dead. And maybe he planned for the wall breakers to run all the way over here and then pop. I don't know. But it just didn't. It didn't look that way. And So anyway, I hope you all learned something about Wallbreaker AI. It's just it's something that you have to be aware of. Something that is going on with the game. And I don't really understand why it acts the way that it does, but that's the way it is acting. So I think try to make you all aware of it, and I think just that helping you all out with the wall breakers, give you a better chance of bringing home that 3-star attack. So until next time, this is Donkey Punch signing out. Peace.